everybody. Hey everybody, John the Other here, obviously. And I've just been watching a video from a guy who calls himself Red Pill Philosophy, and you could probably guess which video I'm talking about. It's his commentary on the female MMA fighter Ronda Rousey. Now, Red Pill Philosophy said some very peculiar things, and I am certainly not the first person to object to them. If you go to the video, you can see it has, at the present time, twice as many downvotes as upvotes. But the guy's got a channel with over 50,000 subscribers, so I say fair game. Anyway, Red Pill Philosophy is remarking on comments made by the MMA fighter Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey characterizes herself as not a, quote, do-nothing bitch. And by that term, what she means is a woman who just picks a guy with a good income or good prospects and spreads her legs and then is simply taken care of. A stay-at-home, housewifey type of person who actually doesn't do very much except for, you know, service a guy's ego and cock, I suppose, and then have her house and life paid for. A do-nothing bitch. Ronda Rousey is not one of those, in her words, and good for her. But Red Pill Philosophy jumps to a fairly, seemingly illogical conclusion by saying that Ronda Rousey, because she's not a do-nothing bitch, hates her vagina. This is an unconnected, you know, you can't just go from A to T, right? You've got to have some logical connection in your thought there, and he may have some, but he doesn't express it in his video. It's a bit like when, you know, a rationalist says that just because you had sex and then regret having sex, that is not rape, and then someone else turns around and starts screaming at you that you are an apologist, that is, an explainer and a justifier of the violent crime of rape. Anyway, moving on. That was just one minor complaint. Red Pill Philosophy says something else so outlandish, and I'm not going to try to characterize it, I'm just going to play the clip.
Women's biological function, which is a beautiful and essential and divine feature, because no matter how...
Did I hear him say the word divine? A divine feature?
How strong a man is, he cannot exist if it weren't for a woman giving birth to him. There is great power and divinity and value in being a woman whose primary function in this world is honoring her womb and the capacity to literally create life. Women are literally goddesses who can create and manifest life. But
divine. Goddesses, right? Now, if I hadn't seen this video, if somebody was telling me, oh, well, you know, traditional conservatives think that women are actually goddesses, they should be worshipped, I would have gone, oh, get out of your mind, you're exaggerating. But no! This is what's coming out of the mouth of Red Pill Philosopher here. He said literally goddesses. He really did say that. And this is a guy who calls himself Red Pill Philosophy. Red Pill being the shedding of popular and sometimes comfortable illusions. And yet what he's espousing is essentially a very traditionalist, return to the plantation view of life. That the man is the breadwinner and the woman is the baby maker and homemaker. And he goes on to expand on that a little bit more. I'm not going to bother loading the clip. You can click the link if you want to watch his whole video. He also says that there is a feminist war on femininity. That he doesn't say feminist war, but he says there's a war on femininity, indicating that it's the feminist degradation of the divine role of the female. Well, I'm not sure he's correct there. I think he's missing out some stuff, but I think there actually should be a war on femininity. Not a war on women, by the way, not a war on female human beings, but a putting aside of the legitimacy of the role of a parasitic do-nothing bitch, in the words of Ronda Rousey, as someone who is just taken care of. I don't think that's a legitimate function in our society while we strive to have this so-called equality. If you want to put equality aside, to say we're not going to have that, then okay, then it starts to become legitimate to have a class of people who are taken care of and who, you know, crank out little babies and bake pies and, I don't know, make sandwiches. But if we're going to try to have a world, and we're going to pretend that we're having a world where people are treated as equals, then the legitimacy of a cared-for person who's just pretty, that is not a legitimate thing anymore. And if that is encapsulated in this traditionalist notion of femininity, that's got to go. As has got to go traditionalist version of masculinity, which is the patient, stoic, the provider for someone else's convenience. But red pill philosophy has really opened a window onto a kind of insanity here that I think should be loudly rejected. Now, I don't want this to be, oh, he's stupid, man, what a dumb butt, because that's so popular on YouTube. I don't think that's productive. It's just like, it turns into a schoolyard taunting match. But, having said that, red pill philosophy has revealed something that, for me anyway, was shocking to hear somebody using the term red pill. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and have a lovely day.